Hello YouTube, welcome back to Jungle Gap. Coach Leo here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on how to consistently carry with fast farming junglers in Season 16. But just quickly, before we actually get into the game, I want to quickly talk about these fundamentals right here that I have written out. To me, these are fundamentals that I deem, and from all of my experience being a challenger jungler, and from all of the many coaching sessions that I've done from Iron all the way to Challenger. These are fundamentals that always come up. You know, obviously these also apply to non-farming junglers, but specifically farming junglers, you know, it is very OP if you know these, and this is how you're going to utilize your champion to their maximum potential. So I'm quickly just going to briefly go through what each of these mean in the riff kit here. All right, so first things first, the jungle 1v1. So what do I mean by this? So the jungle 1v1 is not, you know, about fighting the enemy jungler. What I mean by jungle 1v1 is tracking his camps and his tempo. And so the point of this is to punish him if he ever wastes time. So for example, if you know what his camp spawns are doing, if you've just finished your wolves here on the second round and he's just shown and he's just ganked bot, and you know that his raptors are also his second camp that he did, this is all about punishing the enemy jungler when they waste their time. And this is an extremely important thing to utilize when you are playing fast farming junglers, because, you know, for example, a Diana, if I counter jungle him on raptors here, you know, I may be able to get, you know, multiple more camps because I farm so quickly and because my tempo is so good, also because of how I farm my own camps. Okay, so this is like honestly the number one thing, especially obviously in the early game. This is something that you're really going to want to get good at with champions like Diana. And the next one is regular tempo, spare tempo, plus spare tempo job. So this one is really simple. This one is all about, you know, in terms of becoming as strong as you can as a jungler, it has always been if you can farm efficiently and kill efficiently, and you know how well you utilize your time as a jungler. So this rule is basically in your regular tempo, this means that you have camps up. This means you have camps alive. This is essentially meaning that if you ever go for a gank, you are basically thinking that that gank is very high percentage and that you will kill that lane. For example, if I'm clearing down, if I'm going 1, 2, 3, if I decide to gank bot here instead of going to my Krugs, it means that I think that the enemy bot lane or this gank is high percentage. It means it's likely going to work. And of course, you know, reasons for this can be, you know, they're pushed to my lane, that they have no flash, that they're low conditions. Like obviously I'm going to be also explaining, you know, when we do look for opportunities, they need to be high percentage, okay? And then, you know, the next thing is the spare tempo part. So spare tempo and spare tempo job. So once I have done my full clear, right, I am allowed to then go for a gank, right? Even if it's just to blow the sums, that is good. That is you utilizing your time well, because obviously, even if, you know, if you have nothing else to do, burning that 80 carries heal is really good. Going in here, using your sweeper, sweeping all this vision is really good. Going here and placing a pink here is really good. But of course, you would do none of these jobs if you had raptors and your Krugs alive. I would never clear down here, skip my raptors, skip my Krugs, and just go and clear vision here, right? Because of course, you want these camps to be spawning again. You want to do spare tempo jobs when you have no camps to get. Okay, so the next part is about translating and maintaining your lead. So a lot of times, this is especially something that I see when I coach, is that when we have a lead, sometimes players are trying to win too hard. They're trying to start that objective even though it's not good. They're trying to go for that fight and compensate even though it's, you know, 4v5 or 3v4 and you're down numbers and it's a low percentage fight just because they feel really strong and they're 10-0 and they're having a really good game. So translating and maintaining your lead is all about, we want to translate our lead to fights that are actually, you know, even numbers, or translating our lead to an objective, whether you know, where it's even. And, you know, maintaining your lead, it means, you know, you're not just going to stop farming. You're not just going to randomly, oh, I'm really fed now, so I'm going to like start laning with my bot lane. No, you're going to play the exact same way. Even when you're super ahead, you're still going to look at the game objectively. You're still going to be thinking, okay, well, you know, this play, even though I'm really fed, is, you know, maybe a 40% chance. And you know, when you're ahead, the worst thing you can do is not, you know, maintain going for high percentage plays, and, you know, it leads to throwing. Even if you trade 1-for-1, it's really bad to do that when you're ahead, especially if you have a bounty or something like that. Okay. And the next thing we're going to be talking about is when to match or trade. So this means when we're going to fight something or when we're going to cross map, right? So, you know, for example, your team may have gotten caught here. Maybe your mid laner died and now the enemy are going for dragon and they're all really full condition. Your support starts roaming topside, right? And you're like maybe in your raptor camp here. Okay. The point of match or trade is all about, you know, you always want to match when you're stronger. Okay, so if we have numbers here, we want to match, we want to fight because we're stronger. But what's really, really important is that you utilize, okay, well, we're weaker here. And I know that, you know, grubs are up, or maybe his top side is up. So, or maybe my support is top side for whatever reason. So we just decide, even though it's like, wow, why are we giving dragon here? I'm so strong. You have to accept and play with the cards you've been dealt, okay? So this is going to be something that, you know, most likely you will see in this game. And by the way, all these things, I haven't even played my game yet, but these things will come up in a game because these are things that come up in every single game. This is why these fundamentals are so important. Mid-game, yeah, I just call this mid-game solve. This is uptime, downtime. This is essentially meaning, you know, when your team's tempo lines, right? If our top lane is pushing here and our support is here and our bot lane is pushing here, you know, something like this is happening, right? And obviously this is more in a winning game. But, you know, if our team is all having pressure on this tempo line, which I'll draw it here, right? We're all kind of on this tempo line. You really want to be, you know, maybe taking the scuttle here, maybe putting some vision in the top side with your support, maybe looking to take the enemy Raptor Cam and the enemy Krugs. You want to be playing uptime with your team. However, if you're, you know, maybe your AD carry, you know, just died or something like that, you know, he just died and your top laner decided to randomly base and he's here, this is a time where you want to just go and farm your camps. So I'm going to show you guys when you want to farm your camps and how to maintain really, really high CS, because especially again with these champions like Diana, you should be, you know, I'm not much of a stats guy. I don't like to say, oh, you should have 200 CS at 20 minutes every single game, but you should have pretty high CS every single game if you are playing Diana and you're playing optimally around, really prioritizing as well the enemy camps. Okay, this is something that's really, really important. And then the last thing we're going to be talking about, which is like late game, how to close games out, how to play around waves, how to play around vision. Okay, this will be much easier to show as we get into the game. But, you know, this is essentially protecting waves. You know, waves in the mid and late game are everything. Okay, so, you know, if we're playing for this tower, right, it's the same thing again about uptime, downtime. You know, we want to protect this wave that's coming in here and try and catch this guy, the enemy mid laner, when he tries to take it. Otherwise, he has to respect. If he has to respect, we can go and take the enemy camps and live inside their jungle. But yeah, this will be much more easier to explain as we get into game. So let's jump straight into a game and explain all these things as we go. If you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Leo. I am an ex-pro player and challenger jungler, and for the past year, I've been helping hundreds of players just like you achieve their rank goals. If reaching your potential is something you are interested in, you can check the links in the description below. All right, guys, jumping onto the Rift now. This is going to be a live commentary, okay? So you guys are going to know my thought process as it happens. And, you know, I'm going to be referring again back to these fundamentals as we go. And I'm playing a live commentary game because I want to show you guys that, you know, this is not like some cherry pick game or anything like that. In this game, I'm actually versing a Grave. So, you know, this may be that, it may be a little bit harder to, you know, punish his tempo, but of course these things are still going to be applied. So here we're just going to be a very straightforward red start. I wasn't initially going to do the, you know, the new jungle path, but just for the sake of this video, I think that this video is kind of, you know, directed more so at a lower elo audience. So I want to show you guys just, you know, just simply playing the game, very, very standard stuff. Nothing too crazy. You know, I haven't played Dino in a while either. So, you know, there may be some unk mechanics, which are also going to, you know, as a part of this video, we're trying to focus on the macro here. Okay. So in the early game, I wasn't able to actually get a ward on his camps because, you know, I was doing this little intro. But it is okay. We will download his path when he shows. You know, I will talk about maybe some other fundamentals as we go as well, guys. Just to, you know, but I really want to focus on the ones we are specifically focusing on in this video. And even if this game is a bad game or a loss, I just want to show you guys that every single game you can kind of take something from the game. So we're just simply doing a full clear down here in this game. Also, I want you guys to not focus too much about, you know, the champion or, you know, Diana's getting nerfed or Dusk and Dawn's getting nerfed. This is just for any champion that is fast at farming. So Zed, you know, like just anything, like any single farm-based kind of jungler, you can apply what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so we're just finishing up our clear here. Still no information on the enemy jungle. So this, you know, jungle 1v1 tracking camps and tempo. You know, if you're not sure where he is, then, you know, you don't assume anything. You just think, okay, I don't know where he is. That's it. That's as far as, you know, we kind of think about it. So it's coming up to the stage in the game where Scuttle is spawning, the bot Scuttle, and it also coming into this regular tempo and spare tempo. So now, because it is my spare time, right, I want to be looking to do spare tempo jobs, which is ganking. So I'm looking at where I can gank right now. Mid doesn't look like it, bot doesn't look like it, so I am going to play just for the Scuttle. I'm having a look. Enemy jungle still not showing bot side, so because he's not showing bot side, I'm going to start pinging the other side. And now I still have some spare time, right, between when my Krugs are spawning in 40 seconds. So I'm actually just going to run bot here. You see, I'm really trying. Ooh, Graves shows up. Okay. So now we know exactly what he did. We're seeing here. Okay, it looks maybe okay if I Q flash the Caitlyn. It is possible, but it needs to be clean. Otherwise, she'll be able to flash. So we take one kill here. We back ping. If this guy dies, he dies. Nice. He uses flash. Cool. Perfect. And so again, that 14 seconds now is spawning. Okay, we also now have Graves downloaded. His clear was just slower than mine. Cool. All right, so on to the next round. We want to quickly, immediately buy up here. So we're always looking for this kind of buy. As Diana, we'll switch to Sweeper here. And we see Graves actually overstaying his tempo quite hard here. So we're actually going to run straight to the top scuttle, but we're also looking at this weak side lane. I do want to enable my camp timers. Where is that? Okay. Show minimap. No. Enable minimap time. Okay, good. So yeah, we are running straight to the top scuttle here, and we're also looking at potentially killing this flat. So I'm not going to be able to get his Gromp here because his tempo is not that bad, but we will just take the scuttle here, and then we'll immediately move up. Whenever we pass kind of areas that could be watered, we're just going to activate our sweeper. Okay. So cool. So something happened there bot side, which this is not part of the fundamentals here. However, when the enemy champion uses, which I did not do in this case, but when the enemy, whoever you killed or, you know, during a skirmish or whatever, you really want to make sure to ping their flash. Okay. So now there's a big crosshair on this Caitlyn's head. So I don't need to do anything weird. Even though I got a kill early, it doesn't mean I need to, you know, go top here, try and compensate for Nasus dying. This is just about maintaining my lead. Okay. Translate and maintaining our lead. Of course, all the other things apply here. So Graves is now, we're thinking he's here because I'm a little bit ahead of him, or maybe it's a bit even. Oh, here he is. So we're looking at this play. We're thinking, okay, it's nothing. We're just going to keep farming. So we will watch it though. Oh, this guy really gets popped here or no? Okay, cool. So he shows here. Now, can we punish him by invading his spot site camps? Can we punish him? Not really. But we still have a tempo advantage here. Okay, it's not like that is, you know, you don't always have to punish immediately, right? In this case, we can maybe just look for a lane gank bot. It looks pretty good here in our spare time. We're either going to look to, again, this fundamental here of in our spare time now, we're looking to either clear vision, take dragon, gank a lane, okay? In this case here, I'm actually going to sit in lane because I actually think this Graves is going to gank bot. There he is. Right on schedule, okay? So I really want to bait here. I want to bait them in. Use my sweeper here. Okay, he's just clearing vision. Cool. I'm just going to sit here, be patient, be very patient here. I really want them to commit. Caitlyn, no flash, so we're going to walk forwards now. I think okay, my team is going to kill him. Yep, now we just turn on Graves. Kill the easiest target, which is TK here. Where did he go? This guy's a magician. Okay, there he is. Mid missing. Okay, so that ping right there was really, really nice. And now, you see the time here, right? You see my red spawning in 2 seconds. So, a lot of people would do Drake here, okay? And this is something you do not want to do. Bot scuttle also in 25 seconds. So again, I'm just going to rinse and repeat. I'm going to go to my top side camps. I'm going to buy up. Rinse and repeat. That's all it is. That's all it is. Regular tempo, spare tempo. We use our spare time here. Ooh, now I see Graves showing bot. So now I want to fight him on this scuttle. You know, you could think also punishing him by taking his blue side, right? Because his blue is the same as my red and my team's already covering here. So look at this, guys. Because we're tracking him really well, we know that we started red, we know that he started blue. So because he showed bot again, because he's late tempo, right? This is how you punish people. You go, oh, you made a mistake. I know that your top set is up because I have your path downloaded. Now I have 2 charges of my smite, so I want to make sure to use one so I can already be trying to get onto the Gromp. And now look here, my top lane is pinging me, right? This is what's going to happen to you as well. And you just want to have a look. What am I going to do after the Gromp? I know that Graves is coming here right now. Should I look to try and solo kill Graves? I could. But for the sake of this video as well, fundamentals. Okay, top is nothing's happening. So I'm just going to go back to my camps here. So don't waste time here either. Do not waste time here, okay? Graves is now sad. He's lost his top side. So he may be thinking, oh, I want to invade the Diana now because I'm angry he took my camps. Look, top is still pinging. No flash has been used, okay? Look, this guy really wants your attention. What you're going to do is mute him. Because you do not want to gank this guy and Vladimir just flash away. Guys, you got to remember that laners always will just want your attention, okay? They just want to win lane. They want you to gank to break them out of a bad situation. But it's your job as a jungler to make sure, okay? Now, we're also thinking about this, the grubs that are spawning here, right? Top is losing, mid is in base. What should we do? This is the match or trade fundamental now. Now, of course, we're not sure, which we can be sure now. We can check the grubs. Is he on it? No, he's not on it. Ooh, interesting. He took Drake. Oh, that was pretty good by the Graves. Okay, so he ended up actually taking... So match or trade here. So this is a little bit interesting of a situation. I really prefer to be on my strong side than even take the grubs here. I do not want Graves getting anything here. However, he did use tempo doing that, which means that maybe... Oh, he saw me. That's unfortunate. Oh, maybe he didn't see me. And I just want to fight here now. I'm really strong. I pop my pot. Tahm Kench is level 6. Saves him. Okay, we take that. Small win. That's okay. And so straight back to my camps now. Yeah, so that was an interesting situation. I could have traded the grubs when I saw that he took the Drake. But I decided in this case, I would prefer to be on the bot side because I want to be playing towards the bot side because, you know, that's where I want to get kills. It's a really, really big part of where we're going to path to, right? We always want to path to the side. We always want our top side camps to be our weak side. Spend as minimal time top side as possible. Spend the max amount of time bot side as possible. Okay, so here we go. Look, I'm not, even though I'm, you know, I'm ahead, right? I'm doing pretty good for myself. It's not like I'm looking to overly force anything. Now, again, I'm going to have some spare time on the bot side until my Krug spawn. This is a very, you know, this is the thing that you're constantly looking at when you want to base. Even though I have my item here, look. I have my item here. However, I still want to use my time up bot side as best I can. So even if it's just walking in here, just to get vision and then base, I'm just going to base it. You could say this isn't really spare time because I could be taking the grubs, but Tahm Kench also has no ult. So potentially, we're just going to recall now. We're just going to recall and watch. There's no vision here. So if they make a misstep for a second, we can punish. But in this case, no need to overforce. We'll just base. Look at that. Right on time for my Krugs again. So this is you guys should be getting to know, you know, the kind of the flow of the game. Okay, this is the flow of the game. This is how you're playing. Yeah, this is how you're using your time. You can see there's very minimal. When I have spare time, I'm really maxing it out. And when I have not spare time, I'm not looking for any random plays like going for top here. Now, if this guy really trolls, like he's looking like he's gonna dive, then we want to react. Okay, so this is the perfect timing of when you actually want to react and get the free kill. Okay. Nice. Now, just because I'm here, it's efficient just to push this wave in, so I'm just going to take the wave. So you see that key difference there. There's a key difference there between you reacting early to the top play. Oh, Ari might be setting a trap in here. Oh, no, she's not. There's a very, very key difference. You guys could see the difference when I muted the Nasus initially and when... Okay, Graves shows top. So we're going to do Raptors here. And then we're going to look for something on the bot side. Something is happening mid, so I do want to have a look. Now I see something is really happening, so I want to smite this and get involved here. Okay, there's a pink here, so that's all good. We just clear and we cross. We just cross to the bot scuttle, maybe to the bot camps because we want to fight. Ari's condition was kind of not great, so, you know, potentially we could look for something here. Let's have a look. Raptors up. Nope, check, and that's all good. Again, the same thing here. You see how I'm okay with skipping these camps here, even though they kind of weren't even up anyway. Because this just allows me to spend as much time on the strong side as possible. So, you know, I didn't have weak side, strong side fundamental here. But it is something really, really important to think about. And, you know, this match or trade will come up later. You know, we're about to kind of maybe enter the mid game, you know, in about 3 minutes. That's usually when the mid game starts. And once again here, guys, the same thing. The same thing here. I'm going to do my wolves, and I'm going to look for stuff to do on the strong side. If there's a fight, I want to be involved in it. If there's anything, I want to be involved in it. Okay, there's a fight. Let's go. This is the whole point of being on strong side as much as we can. Now, I don't really want to compensate here. So even though I'm actually going to be very disciplined and not even Ian. Okay, I saw the Ari moving. Okay, look at that. Time is up. 15 seconds. Then this will spawn. And that's it. That is what it is, right? What are we going to build this game? I think that they're kind of tanky, so I want to build kind of the tank-killing build. Actually, they're not tanky at all. What am I saying? Okay, it's fine. This is not about the builds. I'm actually not been playing too much Diana, so maybe just going Shadow Flame would have been better here, but that's okay. Alright, and so we rinse and repeat, guys. We rinse and repeat. We're looking at the weak side. If the weak side doesn't look good, we're trying to get to the strong side. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Kind of messed up my raptor spawn, so it's okay. We'll just use a little bit of time here. Maybe we'll look for a little bit of a mid play. We can play this guy's flash or something. We have spare time. Looks to be kind of watered, so we just back up there. We ping Graves. We're going on to the red buff. However, Graves went onto the bot side here, so maybe we want to get our Leona toward the Drake. Because we saw that guy. So we just want to make sure. Wow, I really messed up my raptors because I didn't kill that little small guy. Oh, he pinked it. He pinked it. So this is a situation where, unfortunately, I have to just skip over my raptors, but it's okay. I'm going to ping my team here. Yep, there he is. Okay, we take those. We kite this guy a little bit. Oh, my goodness, was bad here, but I think we'll be able to kill this guy because he has no escape. And he goes over. I save my E. I don't go over early. Unnecessary. So it's very important. You see there, you know, reading people's body language. I knew that this Graves was going to do something. And of course, after we kill Graves, we think, what can we take? He's ready spawning in 20 seconds. So I want to go and take that. He is going to be up for it though. However, I'm feeling like I'm strong. So again, I'm going to ping my team. Hey, yo. Anytime you want something, guys, I know the fundamental, I didn't talk about it, but these are some additional fundamentals, some minor fundamentals that can make a big difference. Okay, so my mid is pinged, okay, missing, but he's still here, so I'm safe right now. All right, I'm completely safe. We're looking at the strong side lane again. We're spending as much time as possible on the strong side. We want to have a look. We're just sitting on the cone here. If they fight, we go. It looks like they're about to fight because the guy got hit by the trap. Okay, no flash Caitlyn, so free kill on Caitlyn here. I'm going to my E her. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we can Q. Oh, wow. That's it. Finish. You see how my top side is now spawning again? Look what's going to happen here. I might actually be late for on this occasion, but we're just going to base right here. Although I have all my top side camps up here, we have our buy, and we want to make sure that we are potentially protecting our top side camps. There he is. Okay, so in this occasion, I overstayed bot side, right? And what should you do in this situation? Okay, you shouldn't run back to top side here, okay? What I'm going to do instead is just run back to his side because I know that this is up because he went top side. So we're constantly thinking, okay, what is this guy going to do? Where is he going? Okay, now I'm going to ping my Leona. No, I don't want to do this. I want to be here. I don't really care about the Rift Guard that much. Yeah, I'd much rather take his Raptors, his Krugs, and I'd rather fight here. Perfect. We're going to use our CC off the ability. Okay, nice. He got interrupted. Perfect. And now we're just going to ping go, go, go bot side. Yep, we're going to go and kill this Caitlyn. Push, push, push. You see what's happening here, guys? This is how you make a really big difference in the game. So we're going to make sure this guy dies. And remember, don't run this way. Make sure you cut him off. Cut the wave off. Okay, we should just be able to get the free kill here. So we can just EQ. And now our top side is still not up, right? So don't need a base now. We just simply go back and farm out rest of our camps here. And now we'll be getting into the mid game, up 10, down 10, and this kind of thing. So yeah, one fundamental that is we're talking about a lot in this game, which is the weak side, strong side fundamental. It's just about wanting to be in this bot side of the map as much as we can and spend as minimal time on the top side as we can, okay? So after this happens, we're going to base now. Instantly base. We're not going to spend more. I mean, we could spend more time here, but we're just going to base in this case. We're looking at what items to build. We have a lot of AP, but I don't think that they will build that much MR. So we will just build into... I think we'll just build like Leandry's next, or... Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just going to have to do the tanky build, which is fine. Okay, and once again, we're going to go for our weak side camps. We're going to go for our Raptors here. We're going to keep paying attention to what's happening. If there's a... So now I'm really strong. So Vladimir can die pretty easily now, to be honest. If this guy messes up, he can die really easily. So, you know, we are kind of like spending some time here just running around, which is, you know, obviously not always ideal. Okay, looks like Caitlyn has become now tilted. Very nice. And again, once again, we're going to just run straight onto the bot side. We're going to look for things to do on the bot side. We're looking at his Raptors. We're looking at playing with our Leona here. We're looking at fighting here. So we're going to start sending some pings. Assist, assist. Let's go. Let's get the boys on the same page here. If Ari's there, we're going to kill her. If this is here, we're going to do this. Skipping over everything, of course, here, because we see that they are low. And that we can... Oh my goodness, I didn't E. There come the Unk mechanics. No, and he ulted too. Oh my goodness, I dodged the charm at least. Well, I didn't dodge it, but... Okay, disaster mechanics, but... Oh. Okay, it's fine. And then just, of course, half of the game as well is not having Unk mechanics, so you know you gotta be able to work on this as well. Okay, but it's okay. So one fundamental that I have here, but very, very important. When you die, ask yourself what's next. So you don't continuously make that kind of play. Okay, I can't buy anything here, which is unfortunate. So I am actually gonna build. So what's next? Dragon is 8 seconds. Graves is dead for 10 seconds. I get asked this question all the time, which is, should I run straight to this Drake here or should I clear down? In this case, I'm going to clear down because I can get both. And if I don't feel like, if we don't just gain the dragon immediately here, I want to clear my weak side first. And I know that they can't take the dragon right now. So I want to, you know what I mean? I want to be able to do both. So I want to be greedy here. I want to take the bot side. Unless I think that they're on it. If they're on it, then we'll run to it. Okay, it looks like they're really prioritizing it. So now I am going to run to it. Just based on how they're playing. Like, I don't know. Caitlyn's just grouping here. So now we will run here. We're looking at the Caitlyn here. We're looking at any kind of fight here. We're looking at just playing the vision game. Okay, Vladimir is grouping. Ooh, new fundamental. But Nasus is TPing. Leona is dead. We have to play really slow. I didn't E again. Oh my goodness, what's happening? And we're just focusing TK because I messed up. Yeah, I don't have E. It's okay though. So even though your mid's pinging you, it's okay. Okay. Yeah, I got an E reset, which is really good. Now we can win. Mechanics. Mechanics. So even with these mechanics, guys, all brain. No, it is really important. Okay, I have no smite here, so gotta be careful of this guy coming in, which is why we pulled it out a little bit. If he does come in, honestly, if he trades his life for this Drake, it's fine. It's actually, yeah, it's fine. No smite. Accidentally wanted to smite the Ahri for no reason. So yeah, guys, obviously execution is not paying off here, which is just as important. Okay, so what's next again? So now Graves is dead. We should be thinking, what can we take? However, you know, the enemy team is covering here. So this is just a good kind of greed round where we're just going to full clear up. Okay, I got to slow it down in the team fights. Okay, I gotta press the Q, then the E, then the ult. Okay, the Q, then the E, then the ult. Okay. So now we're going to have a round where we're actually going to extend. So even though I have 1800 gold here, I'm just going to stay on map. Okay, no CC for this. So we don't want to, we don't want to lose our minds here too much. So I'm going to direct my team a little bit. And so here is where the uptime and downtime fundamental come in. Okay. So this is when you want to be playing on your team's tempo lane. You see how my Nasus is basing right now, no TP. We are dropping pressure bot, which means that we should play downtime. We're actually going to try. It would have been a really great time to base. Okay. So in the downtime, you're either going to base. I'm going to tell my team back up here. So this is why being in sync with your team is important. So I'm a little bit late to this. Okay, my Nivea died. This is basically the mid game is just trying to sync up with your team. Okay, so they have this side now. So I'm going to look for a play on bot. Now Baron is obviously alive, so we need to be careful. Okay, this guy did not walk in here. So because my Nasus or because my Nivea is dead, we want to try to kind of play a little bit of, of downtime. But in this downtime, I have nothing else to do. So we just look to be a little bit sneaky here and maybe take his red. Now what I'm doing right now is not really, fundamentally, you got to be very careful here. For example, this. I had to dodge his Q there, otherwise I was dead. We can fight this, by the way. Okay, now we can fight. Just play a bit slow. Oh, there we go. There's the Unky coming out. And then if you had been doing everything well so far, right, you should be strong enough. So all of these fundamentals are basically what you're trying to achieve with them. Okay, being up 100 CS on the enemy Graves is not going to win you the game. However, you having that advantage over him, we should also ping, be pinging the Baron here because there's 3 of them dead. All of these fundamentals, what it is equaling is you carrying the fights. Okay, that's what it's all coming down to. That is what League of Legends comes down to in the end of the day. At the end of the day, it comes down to you being the diff. This is something I cannot stress enough. You doing these fundamentals does not equal winning, but however, it puts you in a position to carry the fight, to win the game. Okay, so look here. My team's basing. What is this? It's called downtime. We want to press B. We are versing a Caitlyn, so building Zhonya's is not that good in terms of just, you know, versing Caitlyn. You don't really want to build Zhonya's. I'm thinking I'm just going to go Death Cap instead here. We'll just go Death Cap. Yep. So look here, guys. This is uptime. You see my entire team is on the map. So you don't want to farm. You don't want to spend this entire... You see how all my camps are up here? You do not want to spend all this time just farming. You want to use Baron. You want to go up. Okay, look here. We're going up. We're pushing mid. We're fighting this guy. We're entering the jungle. We're sweeping in between. We're saying, yes, go on this guy. I'm coming. We're protecting waves. We're trying to jump from here. Shit, I should have been closer, but it's okay. He's going to egg and hopefully I can clean up. Perfect. This is exactly why you need to be playing uptime. You need to be playing uptime so you're in position when your team gets ganked, when your top laner gets ganked by 4. Because if I'm just full clearing up here, right, I'm not actually using my team's pressure on every lane. And again, when you're playing like champions, I can kill towers very fast. Playing for the next objective. Okay, look, my team's getting ganked here, but Nasus is getting a top tower. This is uptime. This is uptime for everyone as well. Oh shit, I didn't reset my... That's bad. So I'm just going to keep pressuring here. Until the enemy answer me, I'm going to keep pushing. Because they're dead, right? And they have to deal with me and Nasus. So now I see Vladimir coming here. Oh my goodness, I just one-shot this tower. Now I'm just going to leave. Okay, now I have 3k gold. All just from playing uptime. I have 3k gold. Now, I want to try and sync up with my team. So my MF is spawning in 28 seconds. I'm just going to base here. And we're going to play for the next objective, which is Drake. Boom. Death cap. Should I wait for this? No, I shouldn't. And now look, MF is still dead for 15 seconds. So we still kind of have a little bit of downtime here. But obviously there is, you know, the uptime, downtime thing is just a guide. Like if you see 5 people ganking your Nasus, yeah, go and like take the Drake, go and take the mid tower, even though your MF is dead. Okay, so now we're just taking this. And again, guys, a lot of maintaining... Oh, hold up. Oh. I'm just gonna finish the Drake. Actually, no, I'm gonna turn. You always want to turn in this situation. Until they get out of range, and then you want to turn again. Okay, nice. Anivia basing, but she has TP. So I'm just going to chill for a second. We want to be playing for these 2 towers now. So always have an objective in mind, okay? My Nasus is dead in this case, however. Look, so a great example of downtime. Why should I not go into the enemy jungle here? Why should I not go and try and save MF? Because my whole team is in base or dead. So this is the time where you farm. You see, we're actually still farming here. We're not just, you know, getting ahead, being 15-1, and then just AFKing or either just trying to fight too much or like A-ramming or something. We're actually still farming here, and we're waiting for Nasus to get on the map so we can play for this tower. So I'm going to start pinging the towers now that I want to play for, and I'm going to sync my uptime with when Nasus goes in or is on the map. Okay, cool. Now we're going to ping everyone. Hey, come here. Because same thing as before, I want to be in between my 2 pushing lanes. My pushing lane is mid, and my pushing lane is top. So here, look, Graves might just E into me. Gonna hold my Q for his E. Never mind. He's just gonna die. And now we're playing uptime again. Look, why is my whole team here in sync? Because we're playing uptime. And because we see everyone. Okay, this guy used his thing, but he's probably gonna get eaten, maybe. Nope. Ari's gonna ult. Now we can maybe ult. Okay, let's fight. And we're just so strong now, right? We're just so strong that every fight that we touch is just winning. And now we can maybe end the game. 20 seconds on Graves is the first one to spawn. So I think this is not end, but it is like double in him. Yeah. We do kill these things pretty fast. Okay, I underestimate. Usually you don't want to try and end too quick. It's just something that, but in this case, well, we win the game because we push so fast. So as you can see, even not playing mechanically perfectly, even though mechanics, of course, are very, very important to this game, these fundamentals and how you can apply them in your games, these are fundamentals, again, that you will apply every single game along with some additional ones that we talked about in this game. So if you're able to learn something from this video, or if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, consider dropping a sub, leave a like, and I'll see you guys all in the future videos. Peace.